Welcome back, bookworms. Today, we're diving into a literary masterpiece that has stood the test of time. It's none other than 1984 by George Orwell. Brace yourselves for a thought-provoking journey into a dystopian world where Big Brother is always watching. 1984 is a gripping novel set in a society where individuality is suppressed, and every aspect of people's lives is controlled by an authoritarian regime. Published in 1949, Orwell's predictions and warnings about totalitarianism continue to resonate today. The story follows the life of Winston Smith, a low-ranking member of the party, who rebels against the oppressive regime. As Winston navigates a world filled with constant surveillance and propaganda, he discovers the power of resistance and the value of independent thought. 1984 explores several profound themes. One of the most striking is the dangers of totalitarianism and the erosion of individual freedoms. Orwell's depiction of a society devoid of privacy and constantly manipulated by the party's propaganda serves as a cautionary tale. The novel also delves into the nature of truth and reality. Winston's attempts to seek the truth in a world of distorted information raise questions about the malleability of history and the manipulation of language for political gain. Let's talk about the characters. Winston Smith is a complex protagonist struggling with his desire for freedom in a society that demands conformity. His internal conflicts and gradual awakening make him relatable and compelling. We also meet other memorable characters like Julia, a fellow rebel, and O'Brien, a high-ranking party member. Their interactions with Winston provide insight into the mechanisms of power and the human spirit's resilience. Orwell's writing style is both straightforward and haunting. His vivid descriptions and evocative language create a palpable sense of oppression, fear, and surveillance throughout the book. The intense atmosphere draws readers deeper into Winston's struggle. Furthermore, Orwell's foresight in predicting aspects of surveillance and government control that we now witness in the modern world is nothing short of astonishing. Totalitarian regime. The novel is set in Oceania, a dystopian society ruled by the party led by Big Brother. The party exercises absolute control over every aspect of people's lives, employing surveillance, censorship, and propaganda to maintain power. Newspeak. The party's manipulation of language is exemplified through Newspeak, a restricted version of English. It aims to limit free thought by eliminating words and concepts that could challenge the party's ideology and control over the population. Surveillance and thought police. The omnipresent telescreens and hidden microphones enable the party to monitor its citizens' every move and even their thoughts. The thought police, led by the enigmatic O'Brien, punish and eliminate any signs of dissent or independent thinking. Doublethink. The concept of doublethink is introduced, emphasizing the party's ability to hold contradictory beliefs and accept them simultaneously. Citizens are required to believe in the party's version of reality, even if it contradicts their own observations and memories. Protagonist Winston Smith. Winston works at the Ministry of Truth, altering historical records to align with the party's propaganda. Dissatisfied with his life, he begins a secret rebellion against the party, fueled by his desire for freedom and his love for Julia, another party member. Love and rebellion. Winston's relationship with Julia becomes a symbol of defiance and individuality within the oppressive regime. Their forbidden love and rebellion against the party's control highlight the human spirit's resilience and the longing for genuine connection. Room 101. The dreaded Room 101 is where the party breaks individuals psychologically and forces them to confront their worst fears. It represents the ultimate tool of torture and mind control, aiming to crush any remnants of resistance. Themes. 1984 explores themes such as the dangers of totalitarianism, the loss of individuality and freedom, the power of language and propaganda, the manipulation of truth, the significance of memory, and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of oppression. The 2 Minutes Hate. A daily ritual in which party members gather to express their collective rage and hatred towards the party's enemies, particularly Goldstein, the supposed leader of the opposition. It showcases the party's manipulation of emotions and the fostering of groupthink. The inner party and outer party. Oceania is divided into social classes. The inner party represents the ruling elite, while the outer party consists of government officials and workers who maintain the party's control. The vast majority of the population, called the proles, live in poverty and are largely ignored by the party. Historical revisionism. The party continually rewrites and alters historical records to manipulate the past and control the present. This process, known as historical revisionism, ensures that the party's version of events remains unchallenged and reinforces their ideology. The Ministry of Love. The Ministry of Love is responsible for maintaining law and order within Oceania. However, it is actually a place of torture and punishment where dissenters and thought criminals are taken to be re-educated or eliminated. Simon Parsons. Sime is an intelligent and articulate party member who works with Winston at the Ministry of Truth. However, he eventually disappears, presumably eradicated by the party. Parsons, on the other hand, is a neighbor of Winston's and a devoted party supporter who eventually betrays him. The Brotherhood. Winston becomes involved with the underground resistance movement known as the Brotherhood, led by Emmanuel Goldstein. The Brotherhood seeks to overthrow the party and restore freedom and justice to society. The power of fear. The party maintains control through fear, using constant surveillance, harsh punishments, and the threat of betrayal to keep citizens in line. Fear permeates every aspect of life in Oceania, creating a climate of paranoia and submission. Keep reading. Happy